There are countries that quietly exist and almost never appear in the news. And then there's Iran, a country that negotiates with world powers, receives sanctions, argues with half the planet, and still remains one of the most influential players in the Middle East. So how did that happen? Let's figure it out. Iran has a history so long that most modern countries look like startups next to it. Thousands of years ago, this land was home to the Persian Empire, one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world. If LinkedIn existed back then, Persians would probably write skills managing continents. But like most empires, it didn't last forever. Then came Alexander the Great, who basically looked at the Persian Empire and said, "Nice empire, I'll take it." After that came centuries of dynasties, invasions, and new rulers. So let's fast forward to modern times. In the 20th century, Iran was ruled by a king known as the Shah. He modernized the country and built strong ties with Western nations. And when your friend has massive oil reserves, friendship becomes very convenient. But inside Iran, many people were unhappy with the direction the country was going. Then came 1979, the Islamic Revolution. The Shah was overthrown, religious leaders took power, and Iran became an Islamic republic. From that moment, Iran started appearing in global news much more often. One major reason is its relationship with the United States and Israel. These relationships sometimes look like two neighbors arguing across a fence. Except instead of yelling, they use sanctions and diplomatic threats. In general, the relationship is about as warm as a cat meeting a vacuum cleaner. Another factor is the struggle for influence in the Middle East. And of course, Iran's nuclear program. Iran says it's for peaceful energy, electricity, technology, development. Other countries respond like, yeah, sure, we've heard that before. So the same cycle keeps happening. Negotiations, agreements, sanctions, and negotiations again. Meanwhile, politicians make very serious speeches in front of cameras. From the outside, the situation sometimes looks like a simple pattern. First negotiations, then rising tension, then negotiations about negotiations, and the cycle repeats. Almost like Windows updates, something happens, but sooner or later everything starts again. So if you see Iran in the news again, don't be surprised. It's just another episode of the geopolitical series called The Middle East. And judging by the way things are going, the final season is still very far away. Like the video, subscribe before the next geopolitical crisis starts.